Indeed, Article 138(10) of the Constitution, although the power to declare the result of a presidential election after verification and tallying is vested in the chairperson, it does so only as a delegate of the Commission. Consequently, to the extent that Regulation 87(3) of the Elections General Regulation purports to vest the power of verifying and tallying presidential election results as received at the National Tallying Center solely on the chairperson to the exclusion of other members of the Commission, the same is contrary to and inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution. That said, we, however, take cognizance of the fact that the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th respondents, are referred to as the 4 commissioners, actively participated in the verification and tallying exercise from the beginning up to and until just before the declaration of the result by the chairperson. They took turns announcing the results as verified and tallied, and were present and active during the actual verification and tallying at Bomas. An example is when one of them, Justice Nyangaya, stood on the podium to announce to the public results and also announced an adjustment that had been occasioned by errors of tabulation. The events of 15th August 2022, therefore, came as a surprise. As the public waited for the chairperson of IEBC to declare the final result, sporadic violence broke out at Bomas. The violence swiftly was contained by the security forces, but there was unexpected drama as 2 different factions of the Commission began to emerge. Kenyans found themselves watching an appalling split-screen scenario on their television sets. On one part of the screen was the chairperson readying himself to declare the results in accordance with Article 138(10) of the Constitution. On the other part of the screen were the 4 commissioners on the ruins of the Serena Hotel, Nairobi, from where they announced that they would not own the results that were soon to be declared by their chairperson. The 4 commissioners informed the public of their rejection of the yet-to-be-announced results, terming them opaque due to the manner in which the chairperson had been conducting the verification and tallying exercise. In his affidavit dated 25th August 2022, Justice Nyangaya averred that the chairperson's actions during the tallying and verification exercise at Bomas made it difficult to ascertain the total number of votes cast and the actual number of votes attained by each candidate, so as to enable him authoritatively state the Commission and declared accurate results. All the petitioners have anchored their arguments for the nullification of the 9th August presidential election in Taharia on the walkout from the Bomas by the 4 commissioners. They contend that by rejecting IEBC's results on grounds of opaqueness of the verification and tallying process, they called into question the credibility of the entire election. They further submitted that being in the majority out of the 7-member commission, their view should prevail and the election should be nullified. It is the petitioner's argument, therefore, that a dysfunctional commission cannot deliver a credible election. We note that apart from their 11th hour denunciation of the verification and tallying process and their averments regarding the conduct of the chairperson, the 4 commissioners have not placed before this court any information or documents showing that the elections were either compromised or that the result would have substantially differed from that declared by the chairperson. Critically, they have not explained why they participated in a verification process when they knew that it was opaque up until the last minute. Indeed, at the Serena Hotel press briefing, the 4 commissioners acknowledged that thus far the entire election had been managed efficiently and credibly. The chairperson on his part did not make matters any better by maintaining a stoic silence, even as things appeared to be falling apart. All this, in our view, points to a serious malaise in the governance of an institution entrusted with one of the monumental tasks of midwifing our democracy, an institution that obviously needs far-reaching reforms, of which we shall say more in our detailed reasons. But are we to nullify an election on the basis of a last-minute boardroom rapture, the details of which remain scanty and contradictory between the chairperson of the commission and some of its members? In the absence of any evidence of violation of the Constitution and our electoral laws, how can we upset an election in which the people are participating without hindrance, as they made their political choices pursuant to Article 38 of the Constitution? To do this would be tantamount to subjecting the sovereign will of the Kenyan people to the quorum antics of IEBC. This we cannot do. Clearly, the current dysfunctionality at the Commission impugns the state of its corporate governance, but does not affect the conduct of the 2022 election. In view of the foregoing, we are satisfied that notwithstanding the divisions apparent between the chairperson and the 4 commissioners, IEBC carried out the verification, tallying, and declaration of results in accordance with Article 138(3)(c) and 10 of the Constitution. Issue number 7, whether the declared President-elect attained 50+1 of all the votes cast in accordance with Article 138 of the Constitution. The first, second, and third petitioners averred that the first respondent did not garner 50%+1 of the total votes cast